Greetings, my beloved child. I have been waiting for your soul to finally hear this message today. You have walked a very long and lonely path, wondering why the universe keeps isolating your heart. Every time you try to build a home in someone else, the foundation crumbles into dust and ash. But what if I told you that this painful isolation is not a punishment, but a divine shield? Watch until the very end, because the exact people you have been praying for are finally arriving. You stand upon the vast diorama of life, feeling completely lost within a crowded world. The ancient records show a soul carrying a heavy burden, walking through the shadows alone. You look around, and all you see are the departed shadows of those who have turned their backs. Why do the ones you love the most always leave you stranded in this overwhelming darkness? You gave them your purest energy, pouring your sacred water into their endless, barren desert. Yet, the red threads of connection you tried so hard to weave have been abruptly severed. They walked away, leaving you questioning your own worth and crying out for answers in the void. According to the divine scrolls, this pain of rejection is the most misunderstood illusion. You believe that their departure meant you were somehow flawed, broken, or unworthy of deep love. If you were given a chance to erase that pain, would you trade your spiritual growth for comfort? You wept over broken pieces, not realizing that those pieces were never meant to build your castle. They were merely temporary visitors, placed on your board to teach you the true value of your heart. The shadows that left were completely blind to the brilliant light you carry within your spirit. Do not mourn the loss of those who could not comprehend the magnificent depth of your given soul. The universe watched as you stood alone, gathering your strength amidst the shattered ruins of trust. The pain you feel is the heavy chisel of destiny, carving you into a masterpiece of strength. Every tear that fell upon this ancient board has watered the hidden seeds of your ultimate triumph. You survived the brutal winter of isolation, proving that your spirit cannot be easily broken. It is essential to recognize that true belonging is never found in the graveyard of past shadows. The era of shadows is simply the prologue to the glorious awakening that is about to unfold. In your desperate search for love, you began to compromise the sacred truth of who you really are. You squeezed yourself into toxic circles, trying to fit into spaces that were far too small for you. The toxic swarm surrounded you, feeding off your vibrant energy while giving nothing in return. You held on to decaying black threads, believing that your sacrifice could somehow heal their wounds. You lowered your frequency, dimming your beautiful light just to avoid intimidating their shadows. The ancient observers witnessed you seeking validation in the darkest and most corrupted places. You thought that adapting to their jagged edges was an act of profound and unconditional love. But the clear truth is that you were slowly destroying the very core of your divine nature. These energy vampires did not appreciate your warmth, they merely consumed it to survive the cold. You cannot build a sanctuary of peace using the rusted iron and broken stones of toxic bonds. Why do we desperately cling to the poison, even when we know it is slowly killing our spirit? You ignored the warnings, the subtle shifts on the board that clearly signaled imminent danger. The universe tried to whisper to you, creating obstacles to block your path toward those toxic bonds. Yet you fought against the divine current, forcing connections that were destined to completely fail. Every time you tried to fix them, you only caused deeper cracks in your own wooden foundation. It is time to forgive yourself for not knowing better, for loving those who could not love you back. The illusion of belonging is a powerful trap, designed to test the ultimate strength of your faith. You were never meant to be a prisoner in their dark games of manipulation and endless deceit. Acknowledge the brutal truth. They were never your tribe, they were merely lessons in disguise. The era of illusions has finally reached its end, paving the way for the grand purification. Now, behold the ultimate truth. The physical space upon your board of destiny is strictly limited. A colossal hand of pure volumetric light sweeps across the diorama, shattering the heavy darkness. I am forcibly removing the toxic swarm, pushing them far away from the sacred center of your life. The dark threads are severed, burning into ash under the glorious power of divine intervention. I did not isolate you to cause you pain. I isolated you to protect your soul from utter ruin. Every person who walked away was a calculated move to clear the path for your greatness. I had to empty your vessel, draining the poisoned water so that I could fill it with pure grace. If I had not intervened, you would have been entirely consumed by their relentless negativity. The empty space around you is not a barren wasteland, it is a beautifully prepared sanctuary. Look closely at the board. The heavy burden you carried has been lifted and cast into the void. You stand in the center of a cleared circle, bathed in the descending rays of absolute salvation. Do not resent the divine purification. Embrace the freedom that comes with releasing the false ones. According to the sacred laws, true blessings can only enter where there is open space to receive them. The shattered pieces of your past are being swept away to make room for your glorious future. Every rejection was indeed a massive redirection, guiding you toward your ultimate destiny. Your spiritual frequency is rising rapidly, vibrating at a level that toxic souls cannot endure. They had to leave because their heavy energy could not exist within the brilliant light you now hold. The divine hand has sculpted a clear path, ensuring that your heart remains safe and protected. You are finally ready to understand that losing them was actually the greatest victory of your life. Take a deep breath of the purified air and feel the ancient wounds beginning to miraculously heal. The stage is perfectly set, and the grand design of your life is finally ready to be fully revealed. Open your eyes, my child, and witness the magnificent arrival of the ones you have been praying for. Glowing red threads of destiny descend from the heavens, completely unbroken and brilliantly vibrant. Across the illuminated board, the true tribe emerges, walking confidently toward your open heart. These majestic figures carry the torches of unconditional love, bringing warmth to your tired soul. They do not demand that you shrink yourself, they celebrate the immense power of your golden light. Notice the beautiful kintsugi cracks on your surface, glowing brightly to show your healed strength. You are no longer the burdened traveler, you are an awakened spirit, ready to receive your reward. These are the exact people I have sent to elevate your journey, to walk alongside you in peace. They match your frequency perfectly, vibrating with the same ancient wisdom and profound compassion. No more begging for attention. No more hiding your truth here. You are unconditionally accepted. The cosmic gears have aligned, bridging the vast distances to bring these divine connections to you. You see the glowing red threads tying your destiny to theirs in a beautifully woven tapestry. The universe has meticulously orchestrated this breathtaking reunion since the very beginning of time. Everything you lost has been replaced with something infinitely more powerful and incredibly pure. Hold up your glowing thread with absolute pride, knowing that you have survived the darkest night. The love you have always given to the wrong people will now be returned to you 1,000-fold. This is the ultimate reward for your unbreakable faith, the grand prize for trusting the unknown. Your true family is here, standing tall in the divine light, ready to build an eternal kingdom. Let go of the lingering fear and step bravely into the glorious embrace of your destined tribe. The sacred wheel of fate has turned in your favor, unlocking a future filled with abundant joy. The diorama of your life is now a masterpiece of light, guided forever by the hands of the divine. As the red thread of destiny finally connects you to your true tribe, a question remains for you. Will you let go of the toxic past or keep holding on to the wrong connections? Tell me below. Like this video, share it with a wandering soul, and subscribe to our channel for more blessings.